Welcome to Spirit School. My name is Danielle Sarank, also known as the Squamish Medium. I am the host of your Spirit School, where I will share all the lessons and learnings that I have uncovered through my intuitive development and mediumship development journey. I am a professional psychic and medium, an intuitive teacher and mentor, and I look forward to walking alongside you on this journey. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Spirit School. Thank you all for tuning in and allowing Spirit School to be part of your podcast playlist. It's been very exciting. I had a ton of great feedback and reviews from having my medium bestie, Melissa White, on the last episode. So I am very excited to say that she will be back on, and we will be doing another episode together on August 30th. So that will be posted the week following. She had a lot of fun. Again, this podcast initially was both of our ideas and something that we really wanted to do together. But last year when we thought about it, it was just too crazy of a time for both of us. And so I just kind of went on ahead, and now she is ready to come on board. And so you will probably be hearing a lot more episodes with the two of us in the future. And so keep an eye out for that. And thank you everybody who wrote in and sent us messages and gave great reviews for that episode. So thank you so much. So now this is the monthly podcast episode where I focus on the monthly energies. So with the energy episodes, just so you know what I do, and I have mentioned this before, but I really set out the intention to spirit in the home side of life and the energy of the skies. And I say an intention along the lines of, you know, spirit better than me, who's going to be tuning in. And my only intention is to reach to those energies, to really speak to the people who will be tuning into this podcast. So I trust that what comes through today, through all the different things that I'll be saying, will resonate with a lot of you who are listening. So thank you for that. And I do this work for you. Okay, so we are officially in Leo season. Now I want to backtrack a little bit because I don't think I'm alone when I'm going to say this. And in truth, I don't listen to any of my podcast episodes. I literally record them. I may edit a thing here or there if I take a sip of tea or an email comes through and dings. I might go back and quickly edit that out. But other than that, I don't listen back to my episodes. So I don't even remember what I said for the July forecast. But if I were to sum up July in one word for me, it would be melancholy. It was such a weird dichotomy of energies. And I know that we were fully in eclipse season. And I knew that, you know, of course, Mercury retrograde for most of the month. And there's actually a lot of things in retrograde all the time. Mercury just is a really hot topic. So I think that's what we pay attention to more. But I know that I definitely was affected by Mercury retrograde. Like I literally had major communication meltdowns. I had technology go haywire here or there. And, you know, just knowing and being empowered that that may come up, it kind of lessens the blow when it does happen. So, but I did find, and it was quite interesting for me, and I have had a few messages this week say somewhat the same, so I feel very comfortable sharing this, but I definitely felt like a little blah. And it's so interesting for me because summer is the time to like get out and be vibrant and you're out dancing in the sun. But in truth, I'm not a heat fan. I typically stay inside. I don't like being in the sun. And I basically just kind of like stuck close to home. And I felt like the energies kept me a little bit weighed down. But with that, you know that saying that they have, you can't see the stars without the dark night sky. I had so many breakthroughs and so many epiphanies in this short time that I have been in a little bit of a cosmic funk. And I am starting to see the blessings in that just starting today, which I find very interesting. I felt compelled to even record this today, but I felt like I was actually lifted up and lifted out. So I'm just going to leave that there because I want to share that, and I feel called to because I think a lot of people will really resonate with that. And just know that you're not alone. And anytime that you do feel like that, you should be talking to other people about it because I guarantee you're going to find likeness within the conversations within your closest relationships. So be open and have these relationship conversations. And that's what came up actually today because on my Instagram stories, I do a card of the week, just a short little little 2-clip card of the week that I pull for the energies. And today what came up, which I found to be beautiful, was around really expressing to your friends and those closest to you what they mean to you. Like why you value their friendship so much and what you find so valuable within that mutual respect relationship. So why I felt like this came through this morning, it was really, and I heard this after and it kind of made sense. And I hear this all the time, and for some reason it just stuck to me so much more today, was the fact that tomorrow is never promised. And I had this thought over the weekend when my daughter said to me, will you come play make-believe with me? And typically my answer is like, it's not my favorite thing to do in the world. But I had this thought that tomorrow's never promised. So I am going to sit with you today and indulge you in your unicorn make-believe stories. And I was really happy that I spent that time and I got to tell her what I loved most about those moments with her. And it was really like, Katie, I love hearing the stories that you come up with these toys. You're so creative and it makes me want to be creative. And I was able to express that to her because the truth of the matter is, if I went on Sunday, I would be happy knowing I spent that time with her on Saturday. And I would have been happy going Sunday knowing that I got to tell her how creative she was and how come I love sitting with her and watching her play. So it was interesting when the card came up this morning, it said trustworthy friends. And I was like, wow, this is the message. This is telling those closest to you what you value most about them. So don't waste a minute doing that. And I encourage you, it takes some vulnerability. It takes some awkwardness because these aren't typically conversations that we have. And you know what's even more interesting about this is today at work, I have a day job in Indigenous health and wellness, and I love it. And I actually had one of our directors send me a note saying exactly why she values me on the team and case point by point why she likes me so much. And I found that to be really touching and totally on theme with the card today. So obviously we're on to something here. And this kind of ties into the new moon in Leo energy, which I'll get to in a minute. But I just kind of wanted to share that, okay? And that's not a sad thing. Tomorrow's never promised. Let's face it. The only guarantee in this life is that none of us are making it out, right? So we know that that's coming. So what can we do to live our greatest and most joyful life day to day to day to day? And, research has shown, happiness research, vulnerability research, that connection is something that makes us all incredibly happy. So let's honor these connections. Let's get out and tell people why we love them. Let's even feel silly doing it. And the more we do it, the less it's going to be feeling silly and it's going to become more of a common occurrence in your life, these conversations. So I say just do it. All right. So Leo energy is awesome. It is typically one of my favorite energies because it's opposite of how I typically live. And I'm a Virgo, so Virgo's coming next. But Leo is very courageous. Leo is the energy that's like the starter, the go-getter. It's the, what do you mean I can't do this? Of course I can do this. It's like leap now, think second. It's that bold and courageous energy. So Leo this month is really calling you, and this is especially coming around the new moon, which is July 31st. So we had 2 new moons in July. So July 31st is the new moon in Leo. And so this is really a significant starting point this year for the projects that you have been dreaming up all year, right? So the astrology new year starts in Aries. Aries is really telling you to dream big, make some big plans. Now with Leo energy is telling you just do it. Forget about perfection. Forget about the end game. Forget about what's going to happen along the way. Just give those thoughts legs and just go, right? I think it's Jen Sincero who says that saying, done is better than perfect, because Virgo is coming up next and Virgo is going to be bringing that perfection lens for you. So whatever you end up doing within these next few weeks to get your ideas, your thoughts, your creativity, your relationships like off the ground and just like leap and think next, Virgo is going to be coming in a few weeks and adding the details and adding the refinement and adding the structure to what you have just created and creating a more wholesome and a more fulsome picture to, what does this actually look like in the new year? What does this look like by the end of the year? That's the way that Virgo thinks. So just in Leo energy, use this full moon and use this new moon to just go, just do. Okay, so that's kind of what's coming up with the new moon in Leo. The other thing that was very significant for me with the new moon in Leo was around celebrating your life. And Spirit brought this through for me in a channeled way when I was writing my New Moon in Leo article for Clouds and Dirt, where they said, we want you without reservation to celebrate every aspect of your life. Write this shit down in ink. And with every stroke of the pen, feel the remembrance of how amazing your life truly is. We always have shit going on. We always have downer stuff going on. And we always have beauty going on too. So this new moon in Leo is really around the gratitude around your life, around what is going incredibly amazing. What have you created? So just focus on celebrating what is going amazing in your life this new moon in Leo. And that will add potency to your wishes and intention setting, because we know that the new moon is a time to make wishes. The ritual that I created for this new moon in Leo, because Leo energy is so much surrounded around self-confidence and self-empowerment, it is so closely related to the sacral chakra, which is where our worthy center is and where our intuition lies. So I really wanted to create a new moon ritual in Leo around the solar plexus. So what you'll want to do is have your 10 wishes ready. Now I say 5 to 10. I wouldn't do more than 10. You'll want to put on some beautiful music, maybe light a candle, and you'll want to grab a citrine crystal. And if you don't have citrine, you can go to any metaphysical type store. I'm pretty sure even Bed Bath & Beyond sells crystals by now. But citrine is a very inexpensive and very commonly found crystal. And it's yellow and a bit of white, and it's related to your solar plexus. So your solar plexus sits below the chest and above the belly button, that whole area there. So what you'll want to do is have your list ready and your crystal ready, have some beautiful music playing, and just lay down on a yoga mat or your bed. And you're going to want to place that citrine crystal on top of your solar plexus. And I want you to take some really high quality deep breaths and breathe in that beautiful citrine crystal energy. You can even visualize yellow coming into your solar plexus or surrounding your entire aura. And then with every wish that you have on your list, I want you to say it out loud. And I want you to say your wish and then end the sentence with, because I am worthy of all the joy and abundance this life has to offer. So you say that after every single intention that you speak and every wish you speak. And that crystal is anchoring that intention with your own soul and your own spirit. And you speaking it out loud, you're carrying those vibrations to the skies, to Grandmother Moon, to hear your prayers. And you leave it with her. And you trust that what you are wishing or better will come to you when it serves the highest and greatest good of all involved. So that's the ritual that I created, and I hope you enjoy it and I hope you love it. It's super simple and quick, which is how I love to do my ritual work. So that's coming up with the new moon. I also mentioned the new moon article. Now, I'm a bit of a weirdo because when I got into astrology 2 years ago, there were two aspects of my astrology chart that stuck out to me like a sore freaking thumb. And I kind of have studied them a little bit too in depth. It's like most people start with the planets and the houses and, the sun signs and the moon signs and the ascended signs. But for me, the nodes, the north and south node, and this little tiny asteroid, Chiron, literally leaped off my chart to me, and I had to know more. So I have spent a lot of time researching these two aspects in astrology because I am an astrology student, and I probably will be for the rest of my life. And I do know that Chiron is in retrograde for the last couple of weeks, and it will be for the rest of this year until December 12th. And Chiron is the wounded healer planet. Now, I won't go too into details, but what happens when this little asteroid goes into retrograde is that it can bring up wounds to the surface. And so, this is a long time. This is going to be the rest of the year, so quite a few months. So when you're setting your new moon intentions, you might actually feel this unworthiness come up. You might feel this kind of shadow come up or this doubt. This is Chiron working its thing. If you think of a facial and they put the steam on your skin so that everything comes up so it's easier to wipe clean, which is a super weird analogy, I know. That's exactly what Chiron and retrograde is doing. It's literally from the inside out. inside depths of the soul is bringing things up to the surface, because they're saying now is a cosmically aligned time for you to look at this and to heal it and add some, and good positive energy around it. So just look for that to occur in the next couple months. You might find that things that used to trigger you are a little bit more heightened. You get a little bit triggered faster, a little bit more severely. This is just Chiron working its magic within your chart. So you can get a free astrology chart online if you just Google free astrology report, natal chart, and put in the time you were born. If you know within a couple hours, it's perfect. The location you were born and the date. And most charts will tell you where Chiron is. So for example, my Chiron is in my 7th house of relationships. And I do actually see that now. I know what it means. It makes sense to me because a lot of my wounds, a lot of my insecurities, a lot of my triggers are actually around my relationships, not just with my marriage, but like with my friendships. So I know that sometimes when I get triggered and it seems a little bit out of alignment, it's because my Chiron is bringing stuff up to be healed. So just know it's a very optimal time to do some shadow work for the next few months, if you're serious about doing that inner work. So take a look at that. Next, cosmically, the only other thing I wanted to mention is that we have the full moon on August 15th. This is the full moon in Aquarius. Now, I'm not going to go too into detail on it. I'll post more on my Instagram, but it's apparently going to be a time of big change. Aquarius is known to be quite an aloof, sometimes detached sign, but it's also sitting within Leo. So, and there's a lot of stuff happening in Leo. Like there is a ton of planets in Leo right now. So I think it will kind of offset the weirdness that is usually the Aquarius full moon. But again, full moons are times of release and times of forgiveness. So anytime that there's a full moon, you would want to spend some time dedicating to forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, and, really releasing old stories and beliefs that no longer serve you. And I say that every single month, so you do what you will about it. And I would absolutely love to hear what you do with your full moon rituals. Since we typically have a fire band where I live, I work with water with the full moon, and I literally write out a list of everyone I forgive, all the situations I forgive, and also the things that I say to myself that no longer hold true within my soul, my vibration. And then I either float it down the river or I'll just dissolve it within water ritualistically on the full moon. That's how I work with it. Or if you're in a place where you can have fires, you can burn it, which is very common as well. Now here's some of the channeled energies that are going to be felt this month for the majority of people who are listening. I really get the sense from Spirit that there's going to be this reigniting of passion and of commitment to Mother Earth. There's something around Mother Earth energy and being the keeper of the earth that is going to be coming up within everybody. So you might find yourself really thinking about single-use plastics. You might really start be thinking about like, wow, I actually have a ton of waste. Like my garbage can is full during every pickup. You're thinking more about the cloth bags. You're thinking more about how can I do more for Mother Earth. You're thinking about the environmental impacts of government decisions, and you're starting to feel a little bit angry about them because you're feeling, responsible for Mother Earth. And that's very common when it comes to women because we are responsible for the earth's waters, and the Mother Earth is our mother who is holding us. Look at what she offers us in this life. And so I feel like for a lot of you, there's going to be this like resurgence and this like recommitment to Mother Earth. So do what you can with that because you are on the right path. And, if you want to volunteer to go clean up a beach, or you want to start a campaign at your work or at the school, like do what you can to kind of recommit to Mother Earth, okay? The other thing that Spirit's really bringing up for me this month is because we're in a very masculine time in summer, we're go, 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 and it's a ton of fun, and we're a little bit more carefree typically, unless you're me, then, we're out there, we're doing our masculine thing, and we are ambitious, and we are playing, and we are communicating, and we are socializing, and Spirit is really wanting us this month to be reminded to take breaks for ourselves. They're really telling us you can take breaks within your day. Stop and breathe and center and feel your body for a minute and just calm your nervous system. And that is a mini break within itself. I'm also sensing a lot of vacation time this month, a lot of vacation planning. It's like that actual staycation feeling. I'm not even feeling like people are going anywhere. I'm feeling like people are actually taking time to just kind of stay close to home, which is beautiful because we're starting to recognize now the beauty that's around us, which is related to that Mother Earth sign. And we're like, wow, this place is actually pretty fantastic. Like, why am I spending all this money in California or Hawaii? I'm just going to stay here. But Spirit really wants you to use your downtime wisely. And because in the daytime, when the sun's up, we're go, 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 we typically are go, go, go until nighttime. Now, Spirit here is saying, spend an hour at night truly winding down, catching your breath, feeling your body. What needs work on your body? Meaning, like, are you feeling aches and pains anywhere that you don't typically feel because you're go, go, go? Start feeling into that because Spirit's wanting you, much like, the animal kingdom we see outside. I have blue jays outside my door all the time wanting nuts because they're storing up, right? They're starting to prepare for the colder season. And so Spirit is wanting to remind us, like, okay, it is fun and games, but we are heading into this darker time within the next few months. So how can we emotionally, mentally, and physically prepare for that while we have fun? So just set aside that little bit of time. Now, lastly, the real message that Spirit's giving me this month too is around movement. I know that's kind of like opposite of what I just said around rest, but some people are starting to see the days get shorter. I'm not trying to depress anyone. Okay, leaves are not going to be falling until the end of August. But we will start to miss that. And so Spirit's really wanting us to remind to get outside and get moving. Okay, but they want us to move in ways that are not necessarily our go-to movement, right? So if you typically love to dance, they want you to run. If you typically are out on the water, they want you hiking in the mountains. If you typically go to the ocean, go to the river or a lake. They're wanting you to express your movement in a completely different way, in a completely different setting. If you've never tried golfing, go golfing. Like, they're really wanting you to experiment. I'm getting covered in shivers as I talk about this. They're really wanting us to express ourselves in new ways of moving. So really challenge yourself this month. You might actually find yourself with a new set of friends. You might find yourself with a new way of communicating, a new way of getting that anxiety out that we carry day to day, and really kind of like resetting our minds, because what they're showing me right now is that we go into complete autopilot sometimes. And even the activities that we love to do and that we hold so close to us, we become autopilot on them. So Spirit wants us to take ourselves out of that autopilot, and they want us to feel the earth. Like, if you're going to go golfing and you've never golfed, you're going to notice the greens. You're going to be like, holy shit, who keeps the greens like this? You're going to be like, whoa, I've never even seen this color green before. Holy cow, this is actually quite calming walking this course. So you know what I mean? They're showing us this is how we can kind of bring ourselves down a little bit and have new experiences. And overall, I do feel that this month is going to be a bit lighter than last month. Now, last month might have just been heavy for me, but I'm just telling you exactly what I'm getting. I'm getting the fact that this month is just going to fly by. So we're not even going to have time for drama, which actually ties in with the message Spirits tells us to create little breaks for ourselves, because that essentially slows down time for us, because this month is just going to fly by. You guys just wait. Next thing you know, you're going to refresh your iTunes feed and it's going to be September energies coming up. So really do what you can to, that saying time is an illusion. How can we slow down time? Do something new. Take a break. Commit to Mother Earth. Get your hands dirty. Let's get focused. Let's get centered. Let's get grounded. So these are the energies that I feel this month. I hope that they resonate. I guess you won't know for a month, but if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends. You can message me on Instagram. I'm at Squamish Medium. I will be releasing readings for September and October on my website mid-month, so keep an eye out for that. And I have a new offering that just got launched, which is a PDF angel card reading. So I call them angel cards. They're not all angel cards. You can pick your deck right on there. You can pick a moon deck. You can pick Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light deck, which is actually the most commonly picked, or you can pick Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors. And you simply ask an inquiry, and then I send you back a 4 to 7 page PDF reading with your message all typed out, and they're beautiful. One of my favorite readings I got last year was in a beautiful, two of them actually, an astrology one and a tarot one, within a PDF, and I go back to them all the time because sometimes they don't make sense right away, and then time passes and things start to move and energy shifts, and then they completely make sense. So it's really nice to go back to them. That's the introductory rate right now is $77. That is going to go up in the next few months, but if you want to get in, well, before I start doing readings and get really busy again, then you can check out my website, squamishmedium.com. All right, everyone, thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely August.